What is up, boys? XS Boost dropped this turbo off last night. I've been doing some stuff with the power steering pump and getting these lines on. Gotta clean that mess up. Let's get this turbo on. I don't know if I made it clear or not. None of this was because of those guys. Like, the problems I was having was not because of XS Boost. They got these from an auction from another turbo company that went out of business, and they bought these cores and then put their propellers in and then did all their like polishing them up and milling them out and stuff. But these threads were already cut from either the person that had them before there, or this was actually a Mitsubishi problem. Mitsubishi screwed this up, or the people that had these turbos before XS Boost got them. I don't think I said that to you guys. That has nothing to do with anything they did. They literally polished these up, put their propellers and bearings in there and gave them to me how they bought them, and I was okay with that. We talked about it. I knew what I was getting. I didn't realize that the threads were going to be messed up, and they fixed them for me. They didn't charge me. They took care of me. Everything's good. Everything threads in great. I'm happy with it. Let's get this on. I don't think I'm going to record it. You guys have seen me put turbos on, right? Alright, I got the turbo on there. I'm not going to hook this oil line up yet, but here's the adapter that goes on there. It's just like this. This is how they had it from the factory. This just screws into the top of the turbo, and then it's just pretty much a regular brake line that screws into this. I want to turn this over by hand when there's oil in there and have oil come out of these, just in case there's any metal shavings anywhere. They don't just go right into the turbo. You know what I mean? I'll turn this over by hand, have the oil drain out of here. I want to get this subframe on today. I think I'm going to wait on doing the oil. I can do the oil when the engine's on the subframe. I think I'm going to try to get the subframe on. So I want to get the subframe on and then hopefully sit the whole thing on this stand so I can wheel it around to line it up with the subframe mounts on the car. You guys want to see a real hillbilly hick, I guess? I didn't have long enough wood to put across here. Anywhere, like nice 2x4s. I had this, some nice oak. Bet you no one knows what this is from. It's from my daughter's crib. I just took it apart. Fuck it. I'm just playing. She doesn't use it anymore. I'm pretty sure I remember when I had it in there, the transmission always wanted to lean down. No, actually, I think the transmission always leaned forward. I think I'm going to shoot for having the motor mounts in the middle and see what happens. It's on there, sitting like this a little bit. It's supposed to be like this. You can't really tell. It's supposed to be down like this. So I'm gonna put a ratchet strap on the tranny because you can see it's leaning this way a little bit. It's resting on the oil pan. So I'll put a strap here to there and push this transmission down. Now it's sitting there level. I didn't want it just leaning. There we go. It's on the subframe. Been promising you guys for like 3 weeks. I'm sorry, it's not like I've been sitting here trying to like leave you in suspense on purpose. You guys know I've never like done that. I don't really care about the whole, oh, you gotta wait till next video to see it. I didn't mean to do any of that on purpose. Alright, I'm gonna get these lines. I'll get a light so you guys can actually see. And I'm gonna hook these power steering lines up. Now I remember this bracket definitely goes here. Can't believe how bad I bent this. If I didn't put any of the other stuff I did in any of these videos, I did put new O-rings on all these. I just don't want all this to leak, man. I had power steering leaking all over the place before. Alright, now this line with this weird fitting. I'll put some of that footage in. I might jump to it right now when I did this. This is a real pain in the ass because this comes out with it. I thought they were different. I had to heat it up. It wasn't fun. Here's the old power steering pump. I gotta get these lines moved over. It's a bad idea, but I'm gonna try it. Okay, I'm just looking at the old one. So there's supposed to be an O-ring right in that groove. And this one was on the back of that. So on the old pump, when I took this out, when I took that line off, this whole like stud came out. And I didn't know that. I thought it was going to need a different line because I couldn't get it to come out of the line itself. But I ended up figuring it out. I put it in the vise. You've probably seen it. We'll take this off and put this on. I think I'm just gonna take this off and do this on the bench. So yeah, you probably just seen, I probably just jumped to that footage of this being all a nightmare on the old one. So that's how you get this apart. I'm gonna replace these lines. They're just on there for now. I'm gonna use all new silicone lines on everything. I'm sure I've said that 10,000 times, but everything's gonna be new. If I can get new, it's gonna be new. All right. I had way too many energy drinks today. All right, let me go around this thing. Just double, triple, quadruple check. I want to put some oil in this and turn this. I think I'm just gonna block off the oil cooler lines. Like I said the other day, I got caps for that. I think I'm just gonna put O-rings on these and block that off for now and figure out what I'm gonna do with my oil cooler. The reason why I'm so hesitant on that is that I don't know what I wanna do with it yet. Like, do I just wanna clean this one up and put it back in the stock location? Or do I wanna get another one and put it in the front of the radiator? Do I want to leave it back here behind this intercooler? Do I want to drill holes in my body? I don't know what I want to do yet. I can't make up my mind. Leave it down in comments what you guys think. So like I said, I think I'm just going to block those off, put some oil in this, and start turning it. See if I can get some oil coming out of these oil feed lines on these turbos. ZR1 1030 I'm going to run in this thing. I have cups. Well, I just cut up a water bottle here to catch the oil. And then over on this side, I just put like a little Ziploc baggie on there. I'm gonna take these plugs out so it's easier to turn. I did this once before. I will probably put a couple drops down in the cylinders again. I never did end up putting the new plugs in. I just put the old ones back in because I knew I was gonna take these back out a few more times. All right, let's put some oil in this thing. Just turn this over by hand. I got the starter in. I just ran a power wire to the power and the ground to the bolt, and then I just got alligator clip wire going from the switch. So hopefully I can get some pressure, some oil coming out of these oil feed. I am not getting oil. I can do this once it's in the car. If I was gonna have issues, I wanted it to be out of the car. So I'm not getting oil anywhere. I don't know if I'm being a real blonde or what's going on, but I even took out the oil coolant line plugs. I took out these oil coolant line plugs that I had in there because I thought maybe the oil has to go through the oil cooler for some reason. I thought maybe it comes out of there first, goes to the oil cooler before it goes to the filter and then everywhere else. So I opened these up to see if I'd get oil out of them. I'm not even getting oil coming out of that. Those oil cooler lines should just be dumping oil right now. Alright, I just called the engine builder. He said take this oil pressure gauge off, turn it, and see if there's oil coming out of that. I'm not getting oil anywhere. I took this other gauge out right above the oil feed line for the turbo. I'm not getting oil anywhere. I should have oil dumping out of all 4 of these spots. So I'm gonna wipe all these lines down. I don't know, I'm gonna let that battery charge some more over there and hopefully I can get oil pressure. I don't know what else to do. Hey, I gotta fix that one. I don't know where this goes to, but that wire is completely out of there. It's all jacked up. This again and see if I can get any oil pressure. I just got everything unplugged. The oil doesn't have to go anywhere but out the side of the engine right now. There we go. Alright, getting oil coming out of the oil filter or the oil cooler lines. I was getting nervous there, boys. I was thinking something was gonna be wrong with my oil pump. Oh my god, I'm so happy about this. There we go. Fucking A. I'm so happy about this. This made a big old fucking mess, but whatever. Now I gotta clean all this fucking oil up so I can seal these. I'll bring you right back. Let me get all this oil cleaned up. Put some silicone on those. Alright, I don't even know if you guys can see or not, but I just sprayed some of this cleaner in there. You can use a little bit of alcohol. You just want these threads real clean. Sucks that I had to do this, but I had to. I had to see if I had oil pressure before I sat here and spent forever putting this thing back in the car. Alright, just let that shit sit for, you know, a good half hour. I ended up putting a little bit of silicone on both of these. I don't want any oil leaks. I don't want to have to sit here and chase a bunch of shit once this thing's in the car. I am so happy I got oil pressure. This has changed my whole day. First 4 hours this morning have been miserable. Now that thing has squirted out oil everywhere, I am perfect. I am so happy. Wait for that silicone to set up. As soon as oil comes out of those oil feed lines for the turbos, I'm going to hook those up. I'm going to push this under the car. Been about another half hour. The silicone should be set up. Let's turn this starter back on and see if I can get oil up at the top with the turbos. There we go. Woo, that feels so much better. I'm so happy about that. Got oil there. It's here dripping oil everywhere. Let's get this banjo bolt on. Alright, and then on the rear, I talked about this before, but just in case, you gotta use this adapter thing that like goes from the fitting on the turbo housing to the like brake line flared fitting. Alright, this one you don't really need anything on there. It's pretty much like a brake line. It's flared. It's a bubble flare. I think I'm good. Now run around, wipe everything down that got oil on it, and turn the starter on again. Make sure I don't have any oil anywhere. Wait for it to go now, but stay in the engine. It's a good day. So I got this cleaning tool that I can't really say what it's for on YouTube, what it's made for, but I'm going to use it to clean out oil off the threads of these spark plug holes. Let's put the real spark plugs in. Yes, I gapped these too, by the way. I don't even know if I ended up putting that in a video or not. I gapped all of these plugs. Alright, so when you go to try to put yours in, just try to get everything out of your way. I think I'm ready to put this thing in here. Alright, it's under there. I don't know how well I got the shit lined up, but it's close. The whole thing needs to kind of move this way. And back. This is stressful, trying to do this by yourself. This is fucking stressful, guys. You guys ever just second guess the shit out of yourself? I just don't want to have to do this a bunch more times. Alright, got a light. Just gotta hopefully not fuck anything up. I also got the subframe bushings I gotta clean up. Alright, I'm going to clean these up and re-grease these. I greased them last year when I put them in, but they're filthy. I'm going to wipe these all down and put some good grease on there. Alright, once you clean these all up, make sure you get some good grease on there. Dielectric grease would work. They make suspension grease. I'm 90% sure it's just the same shit. If you don't put grease on these, they'll squeak. Like if you got bad brakes or something, it'll drive you nuts. Now these go in there, right? But you gotta get these tops on the top. So what I like to do is take the nuts off. Take these nuts off and then put the top on and then put the nut back on. And then put the nut back on because the nut fits through the hole. Because you'll knock them off. I've done it without putting them on there like that. You'll knock them off. And then you'll have it all bolted in. You'll find one of those laying on the ground and it sucks. Alright, let's see how this goes. Alright, then you're going to put these up and then put a little bit of Loctite on those bolts. Yeah, move your little bushings around if they didn't line up. This one moved. So that one, I need to get a screwdriver for that back one. That side kind of, those bushings at the top kind of shifted forward. So you gotta try to push them back a little bit. And then I like to use a little hammer if I need to. Just try to use either plastic or like a rubber mallet. Alright, I thought I was recording that whole time. I got these 4 back ones done. The front's a little low, mostly because of my floor. I'm gonna jack this front of this subframe up before I put the front ones in. Sometimes it's hard to push these poly bushings in. So like if you just use the washer with the nut to help press it into the subframe, especially since I painted this, you know, it's probably built up a little bit. But if anything, I think that's probably better, right? Alright, I'm gonna Google the torque spec of these. Alright, it calls for like 88 to 94, I think I just looked up. I'm gonna do mine at 95. You wanna know how dumb I am? Why didn't I just use my freaking Milwaukee ratchet? Been sitting here freaking spinning these forever. Could at least use the ratchet and then torque them. There you go, she's fucking in there, guys. Woo! I'm fucking pumped. She's sitting there a little crooked. I still gotta do the side engine mounts. Like this one, I gotta hit with the ratchet, bring it down, run those bolts in. And then I gotta fight to put this one in. This one's a pain in the dick. I honestly probably should have put that in before I put the engine in. So we're gonna have fun with that. Hopefully I don't have to lower this bitch. Alright, I'm gonna call it a night. This might be the end of the video. If it is, I'll see you in the next one. We'll be putting all the wires in, which will begin tomorrow. Peace.